Hello, this is a demonstration of a Roland Juno-106 synthesizer. They were first made in 1984. I believe this one was purchased new in 1986, and it's still in great shape. The only thing I've had to do to it was replace one of the filter chips, which are known to die after a period of time. Thankfully, there are replacement chips available from Analog Renaissance. Otherwise, it's still exactly the same as it was 20 years ago, which is really good. Actually, 25 years ago to be exact. So, it's a pretty basic analog synthesizer. It has one DCO, that's digital controlled oscillator, and what that means, it's an analog oscillator that has pitch controlled digitally. So it doesn't go out of tune, yet it has the same tonal characteristics as an analog oscillator. And so there's no aliasing. It has a lot of bass, it has a lot of treble, very clear and crisp. There's a high pass filter which has 4 positions. And part of the Juno's sound is that the bottom position adds extra bass, so that's really nice. Low pass filter, voltage controlled filter, self-oscillating resonance, envelope control, LFO, keyboard, negative and positive polarity. VCA, it can be controlled by the envelope. There's only one envelope, and so the VCA can be controlled by just simple a gate on off or by the envelope. And this is the entire effects section. Chorus, it's off 1 and 2. The chorus has a really nice sound. It has a lot of bass. It adds a lot of good sound to it. The only problem is that when you turn on the chorus, it adds a lot of extra hiss. So that's an infamous hiss that everybody talks about who knows anything about a Juno. So it has presets. There are 8 banks, and there are 8 presets for each bank, and 2 groups, so for a total of 128 presets, which is really nice. And it's really easy to write new presets. And manual means that it turns off the presets and is what you hear is whatever the sliders above are set to on the red belt above. There's also a portamento. You can turn that off and on, which this whole section on the bottom left is not controlled by the presets. And bender, Roland always uses the bender system rather than traditional Moog style pitch wheel and modulation controls. Let's see how this sounds. Nice big sound. This is just a basic sawtooth oscillator, nothing fancy. That's pretty much it for a sawtooth. That's about all you get. Other than that, there's no fine-tuning controls. You can transpose up 1 octave or transpose down 1 octave. So beyond that, you can add a pulse wave. Which can be controlled by the LFO or manually. Turn off the saw wave. Sorry for my bad playing, but I'm holding the camera in one hand and I'm playing with the other hand, so I can't really see what I'm doing too well. So that's on manual mode, or you can turn on the LFO mode. You can change the LFO rate here. So for one oscillator, it has a really big sound. You can mix the pulse and the sawtooth oscillators together. You can add a sub-oscillator. Turn down the LFO rate a little bit. There's also noise, white noise you can add. You can turn off all the other oscillators and just have noise. So that's pretty much it for the oscillator section. Let's add some filtering. You can add envelope here. Add some resonance. Or some classic analog sounds, or you can add full resonance. This can also be controlled by the LFO. I can turn on the envelope mode. So it's pretty nice, and pretty nice synthesizer. You can turn on the chorusing. You can tell the difference immediately. All of a sudden it gets a lot bigger. Stronger chorusing, number 2. So that way you can kind of get that detuning sound that you can typically get when you have 2 oscillators. Alright, well that pretty much covers it. There's also the bender here. The bender can control the pitch and the filter. And if you push it up, it controls the LFO pitch. You can have it not do the pitch at all. Or turn off filtering and do pitch only for a total maximum of an octave. And if you do the LFO and push it, you can hear what happens. For some typical vibrato here. And how much it controls the pitch, you can control with this slider. And presets, I have a lot of presets on here, some of which I've made. Here's a nice, just simple pad. A nice harp. So that covers the basics of the Juno-106. It can make a lot of sounds. It's very versatile, and it's been a classic for many years. A lot of people sell them on eBay. I got mine on eBay for about $400, which is a really good price for a vintage analog synthesizer. You can typically make just simpler tones, but there's still a lot of control you can have on this synth, and it has when you turn it on, like, everybody will notice that you have an analog synthesizer. So thank you for watching this video, and if you end up buying a Juno-106, I hope you enjoy it very much and that it gives you as much pleasure as it's given me. Alright, thank you.